Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel SF with AK. This is Aman Kumar. I'm a 22 times certified Salesforce architect. This is a 7-part series on using Salesforce without ever opening Salesforce. And this is first episode. And this first episode is about the thing that makes all of it possible, the Headless API. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what that means and you will have seen it work live with nothing but a URL. By episode 7 of the series, you will see Salesforce differently and you will know exactly where headless fits in your work. Today is where it starts, and here's the arc. Episode 1 is the concept. Episode 2 is your first real API call from code. Episode 3, we will discuss about auth flows. Episode 4, headless customer identity. Episode 5, Claude Code talking to Salesforce in plain English. Episode 6, a Slackbot. Episode 7, a live web page you can build yourself. 7 episodes, 7 working demos, all explaining headless Salesforce. Let's start with episode 1. Before I define anything, I want you to picture something. It's Tuesday afternoon. A field rep is standing on a customer's doorstep on a live call. She needs the last 3 support cases for this account right now. She opens Salesforce on her phone. It takes 15 seconds to load. She has 3. And that is not a Salesforce problem. That is an architecture problem. And she is not the only one. Let's look at a few more situations where the same thing happens, because that rep isn't alone. Think about a scheduled job that runs at 3 a.m. every Saturday, pulling every account modified in the last 24 hours and writing it to Snowflake. Nobody is awake to click anything. Nobody should be. Or think about an AI agent sitting in Slack. Someone types, summarize my pipeline, and in 2 seconds, the agent has read 47 opportunities and replied. It has never seen the Salesforce UI. It doesn't need to. None of them opened Salesforce, and yet they all needed Salesforce. That gap between needing the data and needing the screen is exactly what a headless API fills. So what exactly is headless API? Let me give you one sentence that defines it. Headless API lets Salesforce answer questions with data, with logic, with security, without anyone ever opening Salesforce. Take a second with that, screenshot it if you want. It's going to come back in every episode of the series. Now, if you want to test whether something is truly headless, ask 3 questions. Can the caller be anything? Browser, a phone, a script, an LLM? Is the response just data? JSON in, JSON out, no HTML, no rendering. And did anyone load a UI? If the answer is no, you are headless. Every demo in the series will pass all 3. Now that we have the definition, let me give you a mental model that will make it stick. Think of a restaurant. The kitchen is Salesforce. Accounts, cases, orders, validation rules, security. The recipes, the ingredients, the chef. Your customer never sees it, and they never should. The waiter is the headless API. It carries every request and response. Get me an account, here is the JSON. That is the entire job, polite, fast, doesn't cook anything. And the dining room is whatever UI you want to build. A React app, an iOS app, a Slackbot, a CLI, your team owns it. You can redesign it whenever you want without touching the kitchen. Headless means the kitchen and the dining room are independent. Salesforce just run the kitchen. Now, before we prove this with a live demo, let me show you where this whole series goes. In episode 2, you write your first API call from code, Node.js, a real auth token, a SQL query. An account comes back as a JSON in your terminal itself. In episode 3, auth flows, 3 of them, JWT bearer for server side, web plus PKCE for browser apps, client credentials for system to system. Wrong flow leaks secrets and will make sure you pick the right one. Episode 4, headless customer identity, your branded login page, OTP by email, your customer signs in and never sees the world of Salesforce. Episode 5, Claude Code. You type in plain English, show me opportunities over 50,000 and Salesforce answers. Episode 6, Slackbot. Episode 7, a live web page you built in VS Code and deployed yourself. All headless, all on your real Salesforce org. Today is the atom, and right now I want you to see it work live. We are going to ask Salesforce a question using nothing but a URL and a free browser tool called Workbench. Watch for this. At no point in the demo will we look at Salesforce page. Let's jump in. This is Workbench. Click login with Salesforce. As I already have the session in the same window, it's not going to ask me to log in, but I'm already logged in. As you can see, I'm getting the option to log out. That means I'm already in. Now, let's type in the URL. The URL that you see is the main that you need to have to get the data. The service data in the URL, this is the prefix that is the front door to every Salesforce REST API. Version 66 is the API version of your Salesforce org. Always use what's latest version that your org supports. Then SObjects accounts is the object you want to query or get. Could be contact, case, opportunity, anything that you want. In my case, it's account. Then the ID of the account, you can get the ID from the Lightning URL or from a SQL query. That is it. No HTML, no code needed, just a URL, and let's hit execute and see what happens. There is the response. You have the ID, you have the name as communication, you have the type of the customer, you have billing street, billing city, phone number, account number, website, all of the data that you need directly inside just by a URL. Now, if you want to show the raw response, you can see it's just a JSON. This is the response that the URL got us, and this is the UI that we are seeing right now. Now, this particular UI can always change. It can be Workbench UI, or it can be Slack, or it can be your VS Code terminal, but the response will always be this JSON. That is how the headless works. Now, let's bring this back to our field rep and see what this actually changes for them. Okay. All the way, she opens Lightning on her phone, waits 8 to 15 seconds for 2 megabytes of JavaScript to load, hunt through tabs, account, related cases, data that she needs. The moment on the call is gone. Headless way, she opens her company's slim native app. It fires one REST call. Salesforce returns 3 KBs, just the 3 cases she asked for, nothing else. And a screen rendered in 300 milliseconds. She handles the call. The customer never knew Salesforce existed. Same Salesforce, same data. The only thing that changed is who serves the plate. And this is exactly what you will be building across the rest of the series. So let's take a look at what's coming. 6 more episodes, each one a different lens on headless. Each one ending with a demo you can run yourself. Episode 2, code holds the token. Episode 3, pick the right auth flow. Episode 4, customer logs in through your brand. Episode 5, Salesforce in plain English. Episode 6, Slackbot. Episode 7, live web page. Headless is an architecture, and by the episode 7, it will be your architecture. That is episode 1. In next episode, we write the first actual line of code. You will need Node.js and Salesforce Developer Org Edition. Both free. Links are in the description. If this helped you, hit like. It tells YouTube to show this video to more Salesforce developers. Subscribe with the bell icon so you can catch episode 2 when it drops. Drop a comment. Where would you use a headless API at work? Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.